I'd love to stand, but standing for 2 hours.
Yeah. I found a brand new love for this man. And can't wait till you see. I can't wait. So how you like me now? 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 Remember all the time when I eat you up. Yeah, I was alive.
Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Getting a little late start for our What's Up Wenatchee podcast today, but don't you worry. We are here. We have a lot to talk about today. Nikki Darling here, and I wanted to get the energy up. How you like me now?
How you like me now?
I thought this was a fitting song
How you like me now?
for post
How you like me now?
swap meet.
How you like me now? How you like me now?
I was wearing a shirt earlier today, and I'll share it with you. And I think some people will appreciate it. It says, "Underestimate me." That'll be fun. Was it? Was it fun?
It was fun.
It was fun. I think people had fun.
I was a little stressed out for obvious reasons, but honestly, the energy up there was so intense. There were so many excited people, all the vendors I talked to,
Yeah.
just like super animated. Like a lot of them were pumped for next year. Like they were doing really well. They're like, yeah, I already signed up for next year.
Yeah.
And some people that like just like were doing their little hodgepodge of own businesses, but decided to do like their yard sale instead. And they're like, and next year I think I'm gonna do my business, and I definitely am gonna continue the yard sale. Do you think that I can get my setups next to each other? I just loved it. It was definitely something that for everyone that went, it was fun. You know, it was fun. Like it was crazy. Nikki was not kidding. Like, okay, so a lot of people underestimated Nikki. I'm just gonna say that. I know because I heard the voices talking. And so there were some people. How many people do you think are going to show up, Grayson? I bet it'll have over 1,000 people show up for sure. And I'm not talking about the people who are actually here doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, we'll see. And then what happened? Oh, what happened? Oh,
Boom.
oh,
Boom.
oh.
Yeah, we had
and Saturday was the craziest of the 3 days.
Yeah, we had over 1,000 people just Saturday alone. Just Saturday alone. That's not counting Friday and Sunday.
I mean, it's
so
everyone was having fun.
I just want to introduce everybody to a brand new yearly festival that is going to be happening in this valley. It is not going away. The Washington State Swap Meet was, I'm going to say it, a huge success.
It was. We have a vendor that brought high visibility gear that did so much better than they did in Packwood over the 3-day weekend that they were there.
Yeah.
And they expected their sales to be at a certain level that they have been in the past. And they went above and beyond. And they already signed up.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
no, they
signed.
So awesome. They not only signed up, but they doubled how many vendor spots they want for next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome, you
It is
know?
amazing.
And we didn't just have vendors like that. We had food vendors that are like, I can't wait to come back. I can't wait to come back. It was that energy. I mean, like, I'm not a golf cart driver. I've driven like a little bit before. I drove a golf cart a lot on Saturday and Sunday. And I was like picking up vendors and taking them to their cars, because there's just crazy mad people, and they had like short amount of time, you know, like that they can be gone. They have like a cash box, and they've got someone else watching their site, man. Like they're like eager to get back. And me riding in the golf cart, and like this one gal was like, "This place is so clean." Dude, I just want you to know, I travel around, and like legit, this place is clean. Nice restrooms. I mean, even the porta potties aren't so bad. And I was like, oh man, it feels so good. I was like, I wish there were things that people said or would just directly tell Nikki, because it's those little moments. And there were a lot of them. There were a lot of those moments. You know, like Mary Hart caught me on the golf cart, and we had a little quick powwow, and she was like, I went over and said, Nikki, look at what you did. Look at what you did. Look around. Make sure you let Nikki know, like, to look around and like take it in. Like, she did this. And I go, oh, I have. Oh, I do.
Yeah.
Because I know how stressed out you were because you planned this event. And, you know, and we had a lot of bumps in the road.
Well,
but
yeah. I mean, was it
nobody
perfect?
noticed.
It wasn't perfect.
No.
But it certainly was amazing for a first year event. Now, I don't think really a lot of people know, like, you know, the story behind Washington State Swap Meet. And I want to maybe give a little bit of the background of how it got started, and tell a little bit about the weekend through our perspective, you know, while we have some time here, because there's a lot of like behind the scenes stuff that was just so special. It made the weekend really a special time. And I feel like I made a lot of new friends, and we all left kind of like a family, you know? I really feel like if you are part of Washington State Swap Meet, then you are part of a really special kind of family now. And that's only going to grow. And we're, I don't know, a very supportive group of people. And one of the things that a lot of the vendors and a lot of the people said to me was, like, me especially, and the entire team were constantly driving around, walking around, asking the vendors how they were doing, seeing if they needed anything, just checking in.
Yep.
And they appreciated that so much, because some places don't do that. What? How can you not even care about the people who are coming to support your event? I'm just like, you guys are like who I do this for, right? Like, you are creating the lifeblood of this event. How can I not care about how you're doing, sitting here giving energy at this event and try and give you energy back? And that was a big word of the weekend: energy. Energy was a big word. People were like, thank you so much for your energy, or thank you so much for the energy you created. And whether it be me running around, me on the trike. Oh my God, wait till you hear about the trike. It's part of the story. Or with the music, right? I would play some maybe like reggae music in the morning to kind of get people up and moving, and do some yoga on the stage, or whatever it was, just try and keep people positive. And positivity has always been part of our model, right? And uplifted and encouraged and inspired to do what they do every day, because they're early days, they're long days,
right?
They're draining days. So we really appreciate all of the vendors. We appreciate the food vendors, and we appreciate our sponsors who come out and spend all that time with us as well.
We had some awesome sponsors. The power wash guy is
William.
freaking amazing.
Yeah.
And just the level of energy that he brings and the things he was able to do. He got our banner up for us.
Yeah. So let's let's tell this story. Because this actually is early on in the swap meet story of the weekend. Okay. So we actually started, people don't know, for when you have like large scale events like this, we started setting up, we had our last board, went over last minute details. And then Thursday morning, I was on site at 5 a.m. And then the very first other person on site was James Wallace. So we got to say, hey, thank you to James, because he was our sound tech help for that and helping me run the sound lines that early in the morning on Thursday. But so that to set up all of the stuff. But we had one huge banner. It was 8 feet tall. So I think like a person and a half tall and 30 feet wide, something like that, 30 feet wide. And it was spanning the entrance, and it needed to be tied to the 2 light poles on the entrance of the fourplex, the 2 baseball light poles. And that was about 30 feet up in the air on either side. It was a great idea. It was one of Nikki's great ideas. And the banner execution was actually done really well. And that was done by Ridgeline Graphics and designed by those guys over there. But Nikki forgot how in the world we would get it hung up 30 feet in the air to
You had
2
a lot
light
going
poles.
on.
I just was like, yeah, we'll figure it out. I'll just get a really tall ladder or something. I don't know. We're gonna get. I was like, we got a scissor lift. Star Rentals sponsor. They were one of our sponsors, so I called up Star Rentals. Scissor lift, cool. Scissor lift does not work well on grass. I didn't know that. I don't know these things. I'm learning.
Or on a hill.
Or on a hill, which is right
level.
where that is. And only went like 16 feet in the air. 3 sticky, like grass, hill, 16 feet, scissor lift not working to get this thing in the air.
And then what happened?
I gave up. It rarely happens. But I went, okay, plan B, plan C, plan D, plan E. We were about to hang it up on the backstop of one of the baseball fields. And you, I have to give you credit, Grayson, because you were insistent that I call back Star Rentals
and get a boom.
And I said, yeah, but the festival will already be started and the banner won't be up and it won't be perfect.
I know you were really upset, but I have to give credit to China because China came up and said it a couple times. I have to give Ryan credit because Ryan came over and said it a couple of times. And they were trying to say it to you, but like you were just, all you were like is, this is not working.
It's not working.
We literally had this measured to this. I really wanted, this is where people come in.
Well,
and then you were like plan B. And
can I tell you what else was going on through my mind? That I knew once the festival started that I lost Ryan, because Ryan, my husband, would be now working our booth. He was running a booth at the festival, and I lost people, right? Like I lost labor. So I wasn't gonna be going up in a boom. I had no idea how to drive a boom lift, but I had another big word of the weekend, faith. I had a lot of faith that everything was going to be okay, and I trusted you. So I'm glad I did. I called up Star Rentals and they said yes. and they drove on down to boom lift. And I have to say thank you to Cole, who was the driver of Star Rentals. And he was so patient because he actually tried to give me instructions on how to operate the boom lift. And I actually am really glad that he did, because he didn't look at me like, oh, she's just a woman. She's not going to know how to operate a boom lift. I'm going to find the nearest man and explain it to him, right? He didn't do that at all. He was just like, she's the event lead. I'm going to explain it to her. She's the one taking over the keys. And that's what he did. And I went, uh-huh, 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 uh-huh. Okay, thanks. Help! Somebody! I kind of know how to do this now. And so I got on my golf cart and I drove around and I went, who in the world might know how to drive this thing? And I came upon William, one of our other sponsors from WTR Power Washing. And I stopped. I went on the golf cart and I went, literally, hey, William. He's sitting there like relaxed. What's up? You know how to drive a boom lift? Not really, but I know how to drive a scissor lift, and I think I'm going to get certified for it soon.
Well, that was a lot of fun.
I think we are back on. I can take off this banner now.
Lacey, text us if you can, if we're live. Up, see,
Are you on
see,
pause
I
now?
see you, says Lacey.
Okay.
Thank you, Lacey.
We need to figure out this Wi-Fi issue.
I can't see you guys on my phone. It's just a blank. It just keeps coming up.
I think we're
Oh my
we're trying
gosh.
to make it come back now.
We have like the most amazing person standing here next to
Oh.
us. Can I just say it? Can I please just say it, you guys?
What?
So I've had the pleasure and the honor of getting to meet the infamous Amanda, who's standing next to me talking right now. And I gotta tell you, everyone should know her. You really gotta know her. She's even bigger and better than Nikki explains. I can see why they're so close. She's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And she's got amazing kids, and it's fun watching her daughter play with Trent, and just watching cousins like hang out, and yeah, it's cool, man. I wish she'd come over and say hi, but she's shy like me.
I don't know. Can Lacey tell us if we are actually, or you check it?
Lacey, yeah, I can't check it because I'm not connected to the internet.
I don't have my phone by me, so
Oh, there's Lacey. Hold on, Lacey. I hear you. You are live on Facebook right now. All right, thank you, Lacey.
I just see spinning wheels, so I can't really tell. We're gonna trust Lacey, and
We're gonna have Lacey on. Lacey was a saving grace this weekend at swap meet.
I called her the swap meet superstar because she was like everywhere all at once. So it was nice, and to have like her come in kind of halfway, 3/4 of the way through the swap meet process and pick up the mission and pick up with excitement and 2 feet running and be like, yes, I see what you're trying to do here, see the vision, and I want to support it, and what can I do? And I was like, well, talk to me about what you could do. And
Oh, she could do everything that I was doing because she took over the first half of it because it started really early in the morning, and that's not me.
Yeah.
But we were able. It was able to be able to switch back and forth of just like, hey, this is what happened. What's going on, and oh, you need to look in at this and go check in with Nikki, or like it was pretty cool. I mean, I know next year we'll have more volunteers because we kind of need them, but
Yeah.
Lacey and I both really ran our patukas off.
Yes, your katukuses are now gone because you worked them off for sure. Yeah.
But I give her a lot of credit because yeah, I don't think I could have helped you pull this off without her. Even from the very beginning. And I told you, I was like, man, she put out some really good work. I really like this email, like this whole layout of this email with the graphics. It's just amazing. And I told Nikki, I think Lacey should be the coordinator for the brand ambassador program next year, just because she's gone above and beyond in ways that I can't even explain. And I'll go and check the Excel spreadsheet and stuff will be there. And the other gals are checking in with her. Very rarely is anyone, coming to me with anything.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that was my job. But Lacey actually and it allowed me to do some things for the network that were really important.
Yeah.
And meet with some people, which was really important. And, and work on sponsors for podcasts, including this one. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for her being able to come in and pick up the slack. I mean, because we talked about that, just the slack for me of
I don't know if it's slack.
Together.
I don't know if it's that. I think that there's so much that can be done, right? That there's always going to be other options of things that we could add to our tools in our tool belt, right? So it's not that we are like underachieving. It's that we actually accomplish a lot.
Oh yeah.
For one person or for one person plus. So when we have somebody else that we can add into the mix, it just makes us that much stronger. It makes our the amount of tools that we have that much more integrated, and it just, it would make, we would feel the loss if we didn't have that person around. Like we always, like if you're not around, I always feel the loss, and I fill in the gaps, right? Like if you're not here, I still do the show, and it's not as fun, or it's a little bit harder to set everything up, but I still do it. When you're here, it's two hands make work light. I feel like it's that way, and as we grow more people onto the team, it just makes us stronger and more capable in our skills.
And it's funny because we literally sat down and had a meeting about this months ago, about what that would look like.
Yeah.
And we were both talking about what benefits that would bring. And we talked about, like, hey, this is where I still see you, Grayson, like, but, and me saying, that'd be really awesome, to have a street team, which we now have.
Yeah.
We didn't have a street team even then, back then. But we talked about it. We talked about people on, shoes on the ground. And we talked about having other people in positions where it balances us out.
Yeah.
And doesn't spread us too thin. Mm-hmm. And you were like, yeah, I don't know when we're going to get there. I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know. I mean, I hope so. I want that to happen. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's, we might be thinking it's really too big right now.
Too big.
You're like looking back and you're like, because our numbers are blah, 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 blah. So I don't feel like we're getting the traction. And then I'm like, Nikki, it's going to happen. Watch.
But
it's gonna happen. And here we are.
Doesn't swap meet just change your perspective on everything? Every time we said, hey, did we think too big, or are we thinking too big? Like now that we think about the podcast network and we apply that thinking, right? When we go, are we thinking too big about the podcast network, or are we thinking too big in this aspect? Like, I don't think that way anymore.
Good.
Because look at Swap Meet. Right? So many people were like, is that too ambitious? Is that too big? Are you trying to do too much? That seems like a lot of work. That's going to be a lot of work. That's never going to work. Like, meh. That's what I say now. Meh. To you. Right? We did it, and we did it in we did it in 3.5. That's what people don't know. We did it in 3.5 months. 4 months. Start to finish, planned, got the permit, to actual day we went was 4 months.
It was a lot.
Give me 4 months and a week, I would have done more. Give me 5 months, I would do more, right? That's what I could accomplish in 4 months.
The most interesting thing was to see vendors who didn't get a spot this last weekend show up and kind of check it out and scope it out. That made me feel good. I ran into people like that, especially on the golf cart. There's a guy that was a food truck. He wouldn't tell me which food truck.
Oh, right.
And he's just walking around looking, and he was like, "Did you guys get any food trucks? Because I look important. I've got a walkie-talkie. I'm on a golf cart. I must know something that other people don't know." And I was like, "Oh, do you have a food truck here?" And he's like, "No." He's like, "Do you have any?" And I was like, "Well, this is what we've got for this year. It's a pretty good turnout for a first year."
Right.
And he goes, "Oh, do you do food trucks?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Well, let's talk to
and then www.washingtonstate.
Whatever.
Westwapmeet.com. I'm like, go to the website. But
I know that Lacey's got other obligations today, so
yes.
Let's
Sorry,
get
Lacey.
her on.
What?
Oh wait, on this one.
Hello.
Can hear you, and you say hello.
Hi.
Can I hear?
Hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hang on.
Your picture
I can't
is
hear her.
Hello. I wonder if it's my
Oh, I'm getting
microphone.
into the sun.
Could it be my
I
microphone?
can't hear her.
Can you hear me?
She
Hello.
looks pretty.
Come and have a seat, okay?
Okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Nope, that's not working. I'm not sure. I don't know. Let me.
You showed yourself. Lacey's fixing her audio right now.
Can you hear me?
Oh, I think I hear you.
Okay.
Are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh my gosh, there you are. Yes, I can hear
Okay.
you.
Okay. I was just fixing the.
Beautiful.
Hi. How are you? Wow, I'm here.
Good.
I'm here. I'm in
Thank
my
you.
office.
Thank
This
you
is my.
for being on with us.
Yeah.
That's where you do your thing. It looks very
That's where I
peaceful.
do my thing. It is very peaceful. I have a whole other spot, like a whole other little spot over there where I kind of like chill and just hang out and do my stuff.
I'm
In
going
a
to
flower
do the
lounge.
show from your office one of these days.
Yeah. We should. I actually have a really cool little flower lounge in the front where there's like all these cool little flower sprays that I was telling you about, and like we have like peaceful meditations and book club and all sorts of cool stuff.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Flower meditation, flower spray. I never even heard of anything like that. A flower room.
Bach flower remedies.
Yeah, no,
Lotus
that's
spray,
like,
Bach flower
but
remedies.
it does sound right up my alley though, doesn't it?
Yes. It's very lovely. I love it. I like to just sit in the flowers, and sometimes we sit in the flower lounge and just spray ourselves. I'll show you 1 second.
Okay.
See, hold on. I'll show you a little. I'll get a pretty one. Oh, let's get divine timing. So these are our Lotus Way flower sprays. Aren't they pretty? And they have all these different flowers.
Does that say divine timing?
Divine timing, manifesting mist. And so I sit in the flower
Manifesting
lounge and
mist.
I just manifesting all day.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
I need some of I
Yeah,
think I need some of that in my life. Yeah, some
you
manifesting
do.
mist.
Some manifesting mist.
I'm
Everyone
actually
needs some
surprised.
manifesting mist.
I'm surprised you have not brought some to me already.
I probably should have. I'm not a very great manifesting mist ambassador. I should probably be better because we have an entire store here of it, and I'm like, I should probably be pushing my stuff better.
Well, yeah.
Thank
So,
you, the flowers.
how are you feeling after swap meet?
Tired. I feel good. I kind of feel like my life force energy got sucked out of me for a moment, though. But other than that, I'm great.
Yeah.
I'm good. No, it was really good. I actually am really rejuvenated and excited about what's to come. I'm really excited. I've been thinking about it the last couple of days and thinking about the next year, and I'm excited. I'm stoked, and I've been like talking to friends about it and all that stuff.
I know. What was it? What you expected when you signed on for it, or I don't know. Like, and a lot of people thought were like, "This is so awesome." It just is like so much bigger than what people thought it was going to be.
It wasn't what I thought it would be, but it's what I had hoped it would be. So I'm gonna sit down here for a second so I don't hear me guess. I had thought maybe it would be more garage sale-ish or yard sale-ish, and more like just normal people, not vendors. But I really loved the mix that we created of normal people, like business owners, and then we had just a very diverse mix of people from all walks of life, and I just really appreciated that, and that's what I loved most about it. It reminded me a lot of barter fair. I'm a big barter fair gal, and like been going to barter fair since I was like 16, and I love it. But the thing I love about swap meet is it doesn't have that I don't know, I don't want to say like druggy vibe, but it has a more wholesome vibe to it, more family vibe. Like
Yeah.
it's a more family vibe, you know what I mean? Like it's more for the family. I feel like it's a family place.
Yeah.
I kind of
I
really
mean, that's the
appreciated that.
way it was really built out to be, that,
Mm-hmm.
if there were traveling vendors that they could travel with their families and stay, and that there
Yes.
might be some events during the day or at night or even in the evening hours after the swap meet closed that would be for, people who were traveling. We had the swap hop family dance and the family friendly karaoke, and they were all, outside and open air.
Yep.
And it was
Elbow and all
cool.
that stuff.
And elbow, right.
And the fire truck. I thought the fire truck was a nice touch. I really
Yeah,
did. I
the
loved
comfort
that.
truck.
Yeah, that was a
And
nice
I
touch.
like barter fair too. And barter fair has been around since like the 70s, and people kept
Yeah.
telling me like, this is exactly how barter fair started. Like, this is how barter
It.
fair started, just like this.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. That is exactly how
That
it
like makes,
started. So
I don't know if that makes me really excited or if that gives me like a heart attack.
terrified. I know. I feel the same way. I was so in my element though, because my husband, like, he's not a big events guy, but he was like, "Man, you just look so happy and like in your element," and he's like, "You just came so naturally," and I loved it, and I loved being on the inside part of it of like the event. Because normally I'm someone like goes to events, and I'll go to lots of events and festivals and stuff, and I'm a big festival person. I'm a bit of fest head my whole like adult life, and
Yeah.
I just loved the vibe of this one. It was so good. It was just like family. It was like family. That's what it reminded me of, was family, and all the little things that kept happening. And whenever, the thing I appreciated the most was whenever like a snag happened, we just rolled with it, and we just went with it, and everyone was chill. There was no like animosity, like even with that grumpy guy. He's like grumpy, like screaming at me in front of. Yeah, he's like screaming at me in front of my husband. It's so funny. My husband's like, he's like, "Man, it took me a lot to not say anything. You handled that really well." It was like, well, they're just, it's hot. They're stressed out. They travel all the time. They have to do all these things, and it's uncertain how much money they're going to make. And so that's kind of like, I would be kind of grumpy too if I was hot and uncertain. So I mean, I just kind of had to roll with it. It was good. And like the whole thing was just really good. I just,
and there were snags.
Like
that's the thing. And there's been other events that I've worked, and I have been stressed, nothing but stressed, from the minute it started to the minute it ended, and it wasn't fun. Like, nobody made it fun. And
no,
this,
you can't
like,
complain the whole time.
Like the first day, yeah, it was pretty high intensity for me, and I came back the second day and I went, we're not going to continue the negativity. I want to continue with a positive weekend, a positive vibe. I want this to be fun. And we had, like, I feel like we had fun over the weekend.
Much fun.
Yeah.
I had so much fun. Especially those golf carts. I gotta say, I was reliving my childhood with those golf carts.
Yes. Definitely with the golf carts, and then I bought a trike, which was so much fun too.
Oh, I saw that. That was super cool. Yeah, and all the vendors, I thought that all of the diversity of vendors was so, I loved Carmen's little oasis of health tucked back in the corner. Oh my God, I loved that so much. It's like this just little oasis of health and wellness, back in that little corner, and people finding it is so cool. And then Jason's Qigong, and I loved that. It was cool. Yeah. And then the kids market, I thought the kids market was really popping. I was really surprised at how many kids were young entrepreneurs ready to just dive in. I know. And it was so sad. One day there was this little boy, he's like crying because he didn't make a sale. I felt so bad. I was like, oh my gosh, poor little boy. This is the way it is, buddy. Just get started in business. It'll keep going. You'll be fine.
Poor
Oh my
kid.
God.
And
It's
you know,
like,
and some of them were like trying to raise money for particular causes too. They're, you know, like trying
yeah.
to raise money for a bike, or I'm trying to go on a school trip to DC or something like that. And it was like, oh well, that's kind of cool, you know. You have a
Yeah,
goal.
smart. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm like,
absolutely. I think next year,
I'm
we should
trying to
have it
raise
be a little
money
bit
for a
bigger.
new broadcast studio. You know, we've all have different levels of
Right?
wish lists that we
Right.
want. Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, we need to expand that next year and then, you know, have some more of those little performers. That little girl that went up there and was belting out music. Whoa.
Right? She's gonna be a
We
star.
need
She's
to
the
have
future Selena.
we need to have like a battle of the bands or like a sing off or something or like a rap battle. In my hometown, they did a rap battle for suicide awareness, and a bunch of my girlfriends and their kids went and dressed up like the Backstreet Boys, and they did this like, and they like and they went and did rap battle with their girls. It was so awesome. I think we should do something like that, like have a little rap battle, you know, people dress
Yeah.
up.
We have to get together to get all of our ideas together now that they're fresh in our mind. And I
I know,
write
to
down
write
all
that
these
one down.
stories because I feel like there's so many stories from the weekend of little anecdotes of people that we met and things that happened and just heartwarming um, experiences that people shared with us throughout the weekend that I don't want to lose that. So I want to write them down.
Yes. What was your favorite moment of the weekend?
Oh man, that's tough. Favorite moment of the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Can we come back to me? Can you tell me yours and then we'll
Yeah,
come back
yeah,
to me?
yeah. I will. So, Elbow was on his last show, and I noticed that he was over at his Jeep looking through stuff, and I was getting ready to walk off and go like talk to vendors and see how everybody's doing. But I noticed he was like, "Oh no!" So I went over there and I asked him what was going on, and he had forgotten his fire stuff at home because it smelled bad, and you know he'd taken it out of the Jeep and he forgot to put it back in the next morning. And luckily, he lived about 15 minutes away. And so I grabbed my stepdaughter right in the middle of the show, Nikki, right in the middle of the show. I
Yeah.
grabbed my stepdaughter, we run off, go to his house, grab it, and we got back just in time, right at the very perfect moment. Special
Oh my
delivery for
gosh.
Elbow, brought him his fire stuff, and he was able to give those kids a fire show. It was so epic. It was just so epic because it's like, oh my gosh, all these kids are here waiting for him, and like all on us to get this fire. Like there's like people in our way in a big old truck,
Yeah.
and we're like, get out of the way! We gotta get
You
Elmo's
saved
fire.
the show.
Yeah, yeah, that was fun because it was like we saved the day, you know, like that was
That's
fun.
awesome. Oh my
I know,
gosh.
and all the little kids. Oh my gosh! And then I saw this kid staring at his truck. He was standing in the like, you know, where you go to the bathrooms and Elbo's truck was at. He was
Yeah.
standing right there, and he was just staring, like mesmerized. He was probably like 7 or 8, you know, mesmerized by this truck. And he was like, and I took a picture of it. I'll just send it to you. It's so funny.
Oh yeah. We have so many pictures, so much
Yes,
video. So I really
yes.
implore people to follow our Facebook and Instagram because over the next, I don't know, year, we're gonna get all of those pictures and videos and up because we just like and tell the stories too, you know, through the social media because there's so many little stories like that. Okay, I know I figured out my favorite part of the weekend.
What's that?
My favorite part of Swap Meet has nothing to do with swapping, but oh hey, look, we got shade. They brought over an umbrella.
Woo!
Look at that. Yay. All right.
Yay!
Now I can see you.
You guys must be swimming.
So I'm gonna go jump in the pool after this, I think. So my favorite part of Swap Meet was when I got to involve my son, my 2-year-old son, And
Oh,
I
yes.
love that. I love when I get to involve him in my life and my work life, because he is the most important thing to me. So he got to come and visit the swap meet for a little while, and I got to take him and my niece Andrina on a ride in the golf cart.
Oh, fun.
And
Did he
yeah,
love it?
so they
Oh.
loved it. And he was like, I was driving, my son was in the middle, and my niece was on the outside, and I had like my arm around them, and I was like driving with one hand. And as we're driving around doing the rounds and saying hi, I was like, you got to say hi to all the vendors. So we're driving around and they're like waving and they're saying hi to everybody. And it was awesome, because I got to be like, this is my son, you know, and it really
Yeah, it's a family affair.
solidified that family. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a family vibe.
Uh,
It really is. I love it. We need more little family events or something. We got all these ideas.
yeah.
That's good.
Well, Lacey,
Golf cart races for children.
golf cart races for children.
For parents and
Last
children.
one, the last person who still has their kids on the golf cart wins.
Right? And they're hanging off the back.
Kids are flying off.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
Mine.
Oh my gosh. That's
Lacey, I
funny.
just want to say just a huge thank you for everything that you've done. You know, you
Totally.
just saw online like, hey, Nikki needs help with this event, and you hopped on, and
Yeah.
you've done a great job and been a wonderful, positive person throughout this process. So just thanks.
Thank you.
You know? Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's been fun. An unlikely union here. I didn't think that I would ever, want
Right?
to do something like this. No. No. Nope. And it pushed me into a different area in my life too. So I'm like really thankful, because this whole thing launched me into kind of the next level of my life. So I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, that's right. And we should mention Morning Moon Digital Media. That is your company. And Darling Productions are going to be moving forward with doing some collaborative work together, continuing on with that. So I'm excited. I'm excited for us to keep working together. And I know that you are too. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah, it's going to be great. We're going to take over the valley.
Hey, do you remember? This is a silly question. It's a leading question. You remember Lord and Lady?
Yes.
I
Yes.
have Lady from Lord
Oh,
and
yay.
Lady. Elkie, are you ready to join us, or you need a minute? She needs a minute. She is already beautiful, but she's beautifying
She's got
herself.
a fabulous Instagram.
She does have a fabulous Instagram. Yeah. So
She's really good.
It's the Antique Librarian. The Antique, see? I didn't even have to look at my notes. The Antique Librarian. And this was a connection that we made through Wenatchee Computer. So Wenatchee Computer are good buds of mine, and they handle all of my IT computer backup cloud data needs. And you guys found out firsthand how awesome they are, because I always have tech issues, obviously, as you can tell. My tech issues never go smoothly. So they are very busy with Darling Productions, as they were throughout the swap weekend.
They're fabulous. They did such a good job.
Fabulous. And they were a huge sponsor for Washington State Swap Meet. They brought out the charging station, the awesome charging station. We had 15 free rentable text to rent charging batteries that you could take out throughout the weekend. They would charge your phone, tablet, or your laptop, and that was available for free with a 4G network available for the entire festival, which was provided by Wenatchee Computer. And how I know them is okay, so Nikolai is interning at Wenatchee Computer in Chelan. And Nikolai is one of 8 children of Lord and Lady. Is that right?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Just Lady is one of 8 children of Lady.
Got it.
And we got to meet Nikolai and Malachi and Oshan. So we got to meet 3/8 of Lady's children. And
Whoa.
and weren't they awesome? They helped? Oh,
Yes,
she wasn't there. You weren't there when we
so
were breaking
helpful.
down the last night. Were
I
you there?
was.
You were?
Yes, they were super helpful, and they were the reason that I was able to go home to my family.
That's right. Yeah. So you got to
If it
go
wasn't for
home.
them, I wouldn't have been able to go home to my family. So I was thankful for them. Super thankful.
They literally stayed and like watched me like really try and figure out that scissor lift so I could like go up and take down all the XLR cables for the sound and the stage, and they helped lift all the heavy stuff. And just talking about how these types of things can really bond you and bring you together.
Yeah.
You know, I think going forward, they want to be more involved, right? Like they live, yeah, right. So they live like in the Chelan Manson area. They opened up a storefront not that long ago, which I'll talk to her about, but they're close enough where, you know, she's here. She's right in my backyard. Can I put
That's
you up
awesome. That's awesome. Hi. Good to see you again. That's beautiful.
Oh, she
I
can't
quite
hear
hear
you.
you, but thank you.
That's okay. Yeah. Cool. That's cool. You're
So,
all there for a
Lacey,
pool party.
I'm gonna let you go, and
right.
I'm gonna talk with Elkie.
Okay. See you later. Bye, everyone.
See you later. Bye. Okay, so I'm repeating. So let me fix this. It's mute, not mute. I hate this thing. What is going on? Don't look at me like that.
I didn't answer your question.
Is that better? Yes, I think we're. Let's hear you. Let's hear you. Can I hear? Yes, we can hear you. Okay, we're great. So Elkie, you are the owner operator of Lord and Lady. Is that the actual name of the store?
Yes, Lord and Lady.
Lord and Lady. And the store opened back in, thanks.
We had a soft opening in May. And then we, July 15th, we did our grand opening.
But you've been going for a while. You have a pretty big online following, and you sell a lot on Instagram. You do a lot of lives and things. That's what Lacey and I were talking about. You have a pretty big Instagram following.
I do. I started that actually September 15th. So next week is my Insta birthday. And that started because I just got a reel for a seller, like just it showed up in my Instagram, and I don't really go on Instagram. And I was just scrolling through looking at, you know, nonsense, and this live sale reel comes up, and I'm like, oh, you're live tonight. Well, I'm going to go see what you're all about. And then that was it. That was history. And
really?
I hit the web.
Huh. Have you always been into the antiques and this? Has this always been your thing?
Oh yeah. I grew up without any money, although I have no idea how we survived, but you know, going to Goodwill, secondhand store, food bank, clothing bank, things like that. And we were already, you know, 2-3 decades behind all the other hip style and kids of the day.
Yeah.
And so just made more sense to keep on going backwards.
So what era is this style that you wear?
Currently, I am doing a 1930s paperboy look today.
Okay. I like this look.
Yes.
Yeah. I dig it.
Yeah, that's what I thought too when she saw her walk out. I was like, oh my gosh, that is.
But I love vintage. Like, I am
too.
all about vintage. I would do pinup every day if it didn't require effort.
I know, me and this hair fight daily. You just saw me.
Yeah, I just
fighting
saw you
with it.
fighting with it. I fight with this and it doesn't do anything. It just sits there. But I love the, I don't know, whatever that feeling is, that nostalgia. It's just like maybe a simpler, people say it was a simpler time. I don't really know if it was a simpler time though.
I think in the way of like political and financial, it was a much simpler time, but it was a struggle, and you literally had to fight to survive back in any decade before 1940.
Yeah. So are these is it just a look, or are these actual genuine vintage clothes?
Well, I would say these are actually probably 1980.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, I put it together, make it 40s.
Also a very good era, the 1980s. What made you want to actually open up a storefront? Because that's a pretty risky move if you're doing pretty well online.
Well, I outgrew the storage unit, and it outgrew into my home, and then we got more units, and it's still in my home, and so I want it out. And so I was like, the best way to do that is do online and do a storefront.
Right.
So we took the last of the money that we had saved up and went and opened up a store.
So I don't really know that much about you, except that you do this and you have 8 children. Now the Lord and Lady, are you guys together?
No.
So you guys are just business partners?
Yeah, we're business partners, friends. We've known each other for probably like 25 years or so.
Is there another Lord out there for you, or lady? I don't know.
There's an ex-Lord, but
there's an ex-Lord.
He doesn't pay his alimony.
which is why you need to have your own business. But your kids, man, let's talk about 8 kids is a lot. Can I just throw that out there? 8 kids is a lot for modern day times, Elkie.
Oh, it can be, but I work it.
You do. You do. And your kids are actually like amazing. Like, I only met 3 of them, but I want to know what your secret is. What's your secret? Because they're really, like, they're well behaved and they wanted to be there with you for the entire weekend, and you guys stayed there and camped, and like they enjoyed hanging out. Like, they enjoyed hanging out with you, like their mom, and helping you and helping me, who they don't even know, and they have a good work ethic. So what did you do?
Repetition. You do the same thing exactly the same way as you did it the first time, and it's expected that that's the way it's going to be. And so if I do something one way, I'm going to do it that exact same way. Every single child, even though that child is a different child than the last child, they're going to see that their brothers, their sisters, their siblings, they're following the lead. And now they are teaching some of the younger ones things that they have learned in the past. You got to keep going. You just got to keep living every day like you want it to be the best day of your life, and they're going to catch on, and they're going to have that same mentality.
Yeah. Can we mark this down, because I want to like pull that out and like put it on repeat and listen to Elkie's words every morning when I wake up, because that was I don't know, I think I need that reminder sometimes.
I still do.
Yeah. Because repetition takes discipline, and I sometimes lack my own self-discipline. Like, I feel like I'm getting better at it. I get up and I do my yoga every morning, and I try and even do we have to do it for ourselves first before we could be that example for somebody else. and I try, right? Like I try. Now I try and do it better because I have somebody that I want to be an example for. But I didn't really have that before. You know, he's only 2, so like now I try and be something to look up to.
Oh yeah. Just let yourself be positive in front of him. Be truthful once he's of the age of understanding. Don't leave anything out. Life is real, and you need to be real with your kids if you want them to grow up to be well-rounded people. Don't keep things from them. You know, why is that man on the side of the road, mommy? To a 4-year-old. Well, that man doesn't have a home. Oh, well, do we help him? Well, yes. What should we do for that man? You know, what do you think that man needs when you look at him? You know, and that's how you teach your child. So
wow,
young.
yeah.
I
No,
like
that's
that.
I
I
do
really
like
like to hear
that. I do
that.
like that.
I have stepkids.
It's
so
a different perspective. Yeah, but some people don't. That also takes time and patience and time, mostly time. You know, just to the slow down, listen, and a lot of times parents are just. Even I'm guilty of it too. Just like listen to what your kid's actually asking you and take the time to answer it. And I like to get down to Trenton's level because he's down here, you know, he's way down there. So I like to get down to his level and like talk to him like in his eyes instead of like, talking down to him. So that's a practice that I've tried to do. But are you guys excited for next year's swap meet too?
I am so excited for it. I mean, I didn't even want to leave on that weekend. I was like, let's just keep going.
Let's keep going. Yeah.
Let's just do this every day.
And that's what everybody was saying. They were like, can we do this every second weekend of the month? And I was like, whoa. Or some people would be asking me, how often do you do this? You do this every weekend? We come back next weekend? And I'm like, whew. Yeah, we went to did you go to Packwood or do you do any other festivals or anything?
I haven't been there yet. You know, too many kids, too much things to do.
yeah. Well, plus you have the store, so so we're actually feel really grateful that you came out to swap meet.
Oh, absolutely.
But we went to Packwood just to travel and see it the weekend before. We filled his car with kids and drove out there and it was fun. And so it's the weekend before swap meet and we talked to a lot of vendors and they were asking us like, so how many times a year are you going to do this? We're like, please just let us get through the first one.
Oh yeah.
Like let us get through the first one and then we'll assess and then we'll see. Right. So now that we've got through the first one, and we're scheduled for a second one, which is great. But I don't think it's unreasonable to think about one at least twice a year, like Packwood. Packwood does Memorial Day weekend and Labor Day weekend. But we know that we need help, right? Like we know we need labor, we need volunteers, we need more minds and hearts on the project. And you were one of the first people to step forward and say, whatever you need, like I got these skills, I know these people, we've got these connections. And we immediately looked at each other and mine and Grayson's eyes went, okay, you're in. What can I, yes.
Oh, just anything I can do to help. I mean, I got all those hands and minds to bring together for ideas and they do all the heavy lifting.
Your boys were so helpful. Are awesome. They were so kind and like they took directions so well. And I was like, okay, I have to let them drive the golf carts.
Yeah, Grayson let them drive the golf carts.
So they just and I knew they wanted to, but they didn't ask. They didn't say anything.
Oh, let's back it up for a second. Let's back it up for a second where they came out and lived my dream of karaoke at the swap meet. Like I have done karaoke, Grayson, I've done all kinds of karaoke in all kinds of situations and places with all kinds of people. And swap meet really was meant to be kind of this summer camp kind of feel.
And that's exactly what it
And
felt
that
like.
is exactly the way it felt. You know, your boys came out and they had like the camping chairs and their blankets and whatever snacks and drinks, and they're sitting in the lawn and they're thinking about what songs they want to sing, and they're busting each other's chops like, he sang, now you should sing, and what are you gonna sing? Peaches? No, don't sing Peaches. Like, it was just so cool. It was so
really
cool.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, when I went over and asked them initially, right before we started, I was like, "Hey, you want to do karaoke?" No, what is that? It's like, where you sing? Oh, maybe. And the one was like, "Can I do Tequila?"
Tequila, yeah.
Oh,
like,
Malachi.
could he sing that song?
Man of many words.
And I said,
Malachi came up.
I said, absolutely, you can sing that song. I was like, so why don't you come on down? Because we have that song, and I know we do. And so there was no out for him at that point.
Yeah, he thought he was going to get an out.
It was fun because it was supposed to be like a family karaoke, and family karaoke is very different than bar karaoke.
Yeah.
And so it was a lot of fun. And we
can't really hear you because you're not on mic, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm talking to you. I'm sorry. It was exciting. I had to share it.
Malachi wanted to sing Tequila, and he didn't think that we would have it in our system, and he thought he would get out of singing karaoke. He didn't get out of it. But Tequila has all of one word, Tequila. So he did, and then wait. Then Nikolai, was it Nikolai who sang next?
Nikolai sang Peaches.
Nikolai sang Peaches. And then Oshan sang, he sang Frank Sinatra because he's got this very bassy voice. He came up, he said, is there a song that is like, and I was like, what does that mean? He's like, where the notes are, and I was like, you mean like low, like a bass? He's like, yeah. And I was like, well, okay, how about like Frank Sinatra? And he was going to sing My Way, and I said, My Way is a very tough song. I said, what about another Frank Sinatra song? And then I think he did Fly Me to the Moon.
Yeah.
He did a really good job.
And he did it really well.
It was amazing. I thought we were at professional karaoke when I came back with dinner.
Yeah.
Because that's when I came back. I heard him. I was like, oh my gosh, she's up there. Like, this is amazing. You could hear it. I know you can't hear me. But you could hear the karaoke all the way on Grant behind Bob's, where I had to go pick up the food. Right. The cool thing was we had some people walk down who were just lived in the houses around, and they were like walking their dog, and they were like, we just wanted to see what was going on. we heard the party. We just wanted to see. So it's kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about what people can expect if they're going to your store, or if they're going on to the Antique Librarian handle on Instagram.
Well, they're almost two different kind of things.
Oh, are they?
I'm a little bit more reserved within the store, a professional manner, you're face to face, and people, if you say something or do something, they might not take it the way you would think that they would. And they're like, oh yeah, well, I'm not coming back to this store. Cause that's just easy. Yeah. You don't want to go to Walmart, you just don't go
somewhere else.
And when you're on live, you can kind of do the same thing, but the entertainment value hooks the people in when you start bringing out character in your live. Some of my lives, they could be quiet and very, peaceful and kosher to the world. But then there are other nights where I, on Saturday Night Live, all night long, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard, clear up till 6 a.m. Pacific Standard. And
wait, what?
Yeah.
8 p.m. to 6 a.m.?
Yep.
You stay live the entire time?
Well, you get a 4-hour cutoff, but you come right on back.
Really?
Yep.
And what do you do for that long?
Sell.
How?
Have fun.
How?
Just
I don't understand.
be,
How do
be
you
a
do?
party.
I'm gonna have to tune in because how
Oh,
do you
yeah.
stay online and sell for that long?
Energy, lots of coffee, and good people to hang out with. Good commentary in the
Really?
comment section. Yeah.
Holy moly! All right, that's really late. That's bedtime.
Yeah.
In
well,
the overnights?
Yeah, in the overnights, you get people all the way from West Coast to East Coast.
And they're buying what? What are they
Anything
buying?
and everything. You put it on the screen, you tell them about them, give them a price, and they say, I want it or I don't want it.
Right. And then if they don't want it, you just move on.
You just move on to the next piece.
How many items do you think you go through between 8 p.m. and 6 a.m.?
Oh, hundreds. I can go through hundreds in just 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you have that much inventory? Well, okay.
It's all over my house and in all the
Yes.
storages and in the store.
What do you do? Oh,
Yeah.
it's your
Trying to hold the umbrella down. Sorry, guys.
Oh, yeah.
I have so many questions.
You could pack a lot into a 30-30.
Wow.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Okay. And where's your inventory coming from?
All over. Washington, Oregon, Idaho, California. Some things I do buy off other buyers online and I bring them in and then I flip it out.
Yeah. Okay. And it's just stuff that you like, that you think you can flip, that is interesting, odd, unique, beautiful, glittery.
Oh, yeah. All the above.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Is there certain things that you gravitate towards because you have some of the same people that come on and that will be like, oh, I know that person's really going to like this
Oh, yeah.
creepy doll, or these people like these turquoise earrings or something like that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I buy for the viewers.
Yeah.
I have been searching out for decades about different buyers and sellers before I hit the web.
Uh-huh.
And
so you're not new at this. It's not
no.
like you just started last September. It's just you went to the web in September.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to the web in September.
So how hard was it before you hit the web? Like, how was it a lot? What was the process like prior to web?
Just shopping for people that friends, family, things like that. Sometimes somebody would be like inquiring back in the good old newspaper, have you seen such and such kind of item?
Stop it.
And you just like, why, yes, sir, I do have that item.
That's so weird. In the newspaper?
Oh, yeah. Way back before Craigslist.
Yeah. Oh. Well, we have these Pyrex, that is the old mushroom
Corningware.
Corningware, and I put one on top of the stove and it exploded. So I owe my husband one antique mushroom Corningware. If one comes across your path,
oh yeah,
please send it my way, because I need to replace one that I blew up on the stove.
Well, I'll let you know when I find one.
Now that I put it out there, maybe it'll actually manifest.
Oh yeah.
I need Lacey's manifesting spray. And see how it all comes around.
I'll spray that everywhere. Bring
Right?
everything to me.
It sounds like you have enough.
Oh.
No, we never have enough stuff, do we?
There's enough stuff, but there's always room for more opportunity.
I like that. So what makes you want to help out with Swap Meet?
It's fun. It's like having a great big long slumber party where you get to trade and buy and sell and do all sorts of things, all in one location.
Yeah.
You meet new people. I mean, I didn't know you before last week.
It's
I didn't even see you or talk to you until the day I showed up.
I know. Which is so weird, because usually I talk to every vendor, but you were like a last minute vendor through Wenatchee Computer. So as soon as you signed up, we connected, but it was really last minute. I'm so glad that you did.
Me too.
Great. Awesome.
I cannot wait till next year.
I'm going to show people this again. Lord and Lady. The address, antique, vintage, and more, 145 Wapato Way, Suite 3 in Manson. Elkie and Jeff.
Yes.
Lord and Lady 1234 Gmail. They got some phone numbers, but also sounds like these Instagram lives are where it's at too. So the Antique Librarian on Instagram.
Yes.
Check it out. If you could stay, get some coffee, get some energy, and I know I'm going to.
I thought you
do you
pop
ever
on a live the
I
other
did.
day.
I did.
Oh yeah.
But I want to like stay and like hang out for a good long while, get some popcorn or something. Do you ever bring anybody onto your lives?
Yeah, I do duos, I do groups, I do solos. It just matters about what day of the week it is and what I'm doing. I do have my schedule pinned on Instagram.
Okay.
I pretty much try to stay to that the best I can.
That's good. Yeah. Consistency.
Like
you said. All right. Well, thank you for coming out and hanging out with us.
Absolutely.
And we'll definitely do it again. Maybe we'll do a show out at your shop one of these times.
Oh, that'd be great.
Okay. Let's plan it.
Yeah. I'd actually love for you guys to come out and do a karaoke. We do have a stage.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I would be.
Stop it. That's so cool. We're doing it. We're setting it up. You guys talk. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh, all right. That's my husband.
Hi.
You guys met at swap meet.
You look a little different.
Oh yeah. You don't though.
No.
You look just the same. But all right, I'm gonna let you go. We got I know you've got things to do. We've got things to do. If you wouldn't mind seeing Elkie out and come back to me, please. Okay.
I will. I can't.
All right,
promise
thank
We'll see you
it'll
soon.
fast.
Okay. Oh man, what oh, this has just been, it's so awesome. If you're just tuning in with us, we have been recapping and talking about Washington State swap meet, which happened last weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It was a huge success. We had vendors. We took up 200 spaces throughout 86 vendors. There you go. Those are the numbers. 86 vendors took up 200 spaces over at the Eastmont Fourplex Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we are scheduled to come back next year in the second weekend in September. There was a lot of performances. We had Elbow the Clown, and we had Smart Nutrition was one of our sponsors. They came out and did a Zumba class, which was a lot of fun. And people were like, why is there Spanish Zumba dancing? We did Qigong, which is kind of like a Tai Chi body movement, Zen practice, meditation practice. That was Jason Underwood of Humblebee Collective. We had this, she was 7 years old and she sang little Spanish singer that was so meek and shy, and she would come up and she could barely even walk in this dress. It went straight down, and she had to kind of like penguin walk. And I'd be like, are you ready to sing? And she's like, yes, I'm ready to sing. And I brought her up on stage and I gave her the mic, and I'd be like, here's your microphone. And she's like, thank you. And then her dad gave me her music, and I had to upload, her background music. And she gets to the front of the stage, and I had Rafael Aguilar from La Para Radio and TV did her introduction, and he did it in Spanish and a little bit in English, and he was great because, okay, this is a whole nother story. He was our MC for the weekend, our bilingual MC, Rafael Aguilar. And then I get a call literally the day before, or a couple days before, and it's Rafa. And he goes, Nikki, I just had to go into the ER and get they put me into emergency eye surgery. And I can't read. I can't see. So I'm like, oh my gosh, Rafa. First of all, are you okay? Like, oh my gosh. And he's like, I'm still going to try. I have help. People were going to come help me bring out the tent and all my equipment, but I can't read anything. So half the time I was doing announcements and half the time I was whispering in his ear what the announcements were because he couldn't read. Oh, it was a weekend. It was awesome. So Raphael, unless it was, somebody that he knew, like this little girl, and he introduced her Spanish and English, and then she's up there with the mic. All right, she's 7, and I'm behind her because that's where the sound is, and she turns around and she goes, "I'm ready." I go, "Okay," and then I push the button, and her music track starts, and she goes, "Ah!" And she just starts belting out singing. I don't know where this came from, like this other entity inside of her just flipped the switch, that music, and this superstar came out. And she was phenomenal. She was like a little Selena. She rocked it. She sang it a couple of times during the weekend. It was awesome.
Yeah, she was.
Whew. At one point, we had a dad. His name was Evan, who wanted. He was seeing his daughter, who was about 1.5, maybe, and she was walking and dancing. She could dance up on the stage, but she's still little. And I guess he had to go back to the west side. And they didn't live together. And so he wanted to sing her a song, karaoke, but he couldn't be there that night for karaoke. So I didn't have the screen, so he couldn't read the words, but he knew all the words. So he was like, I don't need the screen. And so we gave him the opportunity. We gave him a big introduction, like he was a rock star. And gave him the mic and let him sing. What did he sing?
I wasn't there. I didn't get to hear it.
Oh, you weren't there?
No, I got called away.
He sang a country song. Man. Oh, something about if you're going through hell, keep on going, don't slow down.
Yep. Because you know the words.
Yeah. But he knew the words.
Yes.
You're gonna get out even before the devil even knows you're there. Something like that. Right? But he was singing it to his daughter, man. Like, don't give up. Keep on going. I think he was probably more singing it to himself.
He loved his little girl.
He loves his little girl.
Like no one would believe.
And wanted to do that for her. So we gave him that opportunity. That was nothing that was scheduled. It was just, that's what we did.
Yeah, he was there with his parents
Mm-hmm.
and his daughter. Yeah. It was really moving.
Trying to think of other performing acts that we had. The paint on vinyl class was awesome. I didn't see it. Okay, I know what happened. It got set up. We had Nancy Barrett in Class with a Glass, and she put some really awesome photos up on her Facebook page and Instagram page of the records that were donated from Joel Myrene of the Apple Valley Vinyl Expo, which is coming up October 14th.
Yes, and we'll have Joel on next week.
Oh, good. Joel will be here so he can tell us all about it. But Joel actually showed up because Joel was there. He had a booth, and he took his daughter, who I think is like 4 or 5. I don't quote me on that. But he took his daughter over there to paint on one of the vinyl records. So it was really cool. She's had about 40 kiddos paint on vinyl and got to take those home. And we have a lot more vinyl that we can paint on. So we might do a few more paint on vinyl activities throughout the year.
I'm excited. I would like to
sponsored by Washington State Swap Meet. So keep an eye out for those, because we want to get those people involved. Who else? Who else? What else?
We had so much going on.
I know, my brain is mush. So
not
everything I'm saying is making sense.
I'm gonna say a big shout out. Thank you to Raphael.
Yeah, I talked about
Raphael just like totally stepped up really like big time, and I helped him out. I ran home and grabbed some gas for his generator, and so he could keep broadcasting while we were trying to get up and going. And another big shout out to
well, I have to say, Cirillo and Selena from Smart Nutrition.
Yes. Yes.
I actually, I totally underestimated them. I have to put that out there, and underestimated how much I was going to need them this weekend. Like, I kind of joked around and I was like, oh, you'll keep me like full of energy and protein this weekend. And I was woefully unprepared for my own nutrition for the weekend. I prepared everything and everybody else for everything, but I didn't prepare myself with food or drink or vitamins. And that's like a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had two good people that I want to mention that really kept me on track with both vitamins, minerals, natural caffeine, green tea caffeine, protein coffee, energy bars, or just maybe like a few minutes to walk away and get recentered. And that was Cirillo and Selena from Smart Nutrition, because they have green tea energy drinks, protein coffee, and Carmen and Jason and Megan from Humblebee, going over there, and they would just, give me some energy or an energy bar or some whatever vitamins they were throwing, vitamin D and peptides and electrolytes. I don't know. She was just like, here, take these. I was like, okay. And it made a difference. It really made a difference, because Thursday I was struggling, as you know. And by Friday I was much better. Yeah. So I thank them, because I'm a grumpy butt without that kind of stuff.
I see Amanda lurking over there. Amanda, please talk to us. Come talk to us. They've seen you on camera cleaning the pool. They think you're the pool lady.
I just want to clarify to everybody. I do not have a pool lady.
Yeah.
I don't have a cleaning lady. I don't have a pool lady. I don't have a nanny.
It's Amanda.
It's not. I don't make that much money. Okay. And let's be real. Who else do we need to thank? I mean, Ridgeline Graphics did great. We talked about them. I'm trying to go around
Shannon Craft.
Well, yeah. She came by actually a couple of times throughout the weekend. Shannon Delaney Craft. You weren't there for this, but one of the things that people might not know about Shannon is, a lot of people know how awesome of a heart that she has, but that's like what drives her, right? And she's one of the most successful real estate agents in the Wenatchee Valley, but she doesn't act like it, and she doesn't live like it. She lives very humbly, very simple, and she gives a lot of her money away. And I called her up and told her I had an opportunity to offer some vendors or potential vendors free spots because they were having financial hardship and couldn't pay for the vendor fee. And I wanted to be able to give that opportunity to them, because I want to get them in for the swap meet. And she didn't even hesitate. It was like, yes, do it. Whatever you need, I'll cover it. And she did. And we were able to not only get 5 of those vendors in, but get 10 of them in. And she covered the whole thing. And so at Swap Meet, I tried to connect her with as many of the scholarship recipients that she helped, if they wanted to be connected. But one of them in particular, Tracy, wanted really badly to meet Shannon. And I love Tracy, because she didn't just get this scholarship and bring her stuff, right? She got this scholarship for a space, and then she shared the space with 2 other people so that she didn't even come to me. Like, she could have came to me and been like, I've got 2 other people who need a free vendor space. Do you have another scholarship available? She didn't do that. When I would, me, what would I have done? I would have given them extra room. I would have given them another spot. I would have done something. No, she shared her spot between 3 people. One of them, I think it might be okay to share this. One of them is currently undergoing treatment for cancer. I know, the flies are terrible. But one of them undergoing treatment for cancer and trying to get out of the house, try and do something positive, try and make some extra cash. So Tracy within herself is already doing something very admirable.
I agree.
With the blessing that she was given. And wanted to be able to thank Shannon. And so I did. I brought Shannon over and introduced the 2 of them. And Shannon got to meet Tracy and the other people that she was sharing the spot with, including the woman that was is undergoing cancer treatment. And
it's a lot.
People look at it as just a swap meet, Grayson.
No, I don't think that way. It was more than that. It was a lot of different things, but it was a lot of different things to different people. But it held like such value because everyone that I got to interact with and talk to was connected to another person, but not in the way that people would think, like because we live in the same place or we've been in the same place forever, but through business and friendship. And everyone everyone. I mean, there's some negative stuff. There's always some negative stuff, but everyone's in the same thing. Like, this is awesome. This is great. We should add more to it.
Right.
It would be great if next year we had a bigger beer garden and we had a tournament for that game that you throw the bean.
Cornhole. Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, we talked about that. They're like, yeah. And then like it would be one thing if it was one person, right? But then 2 or 3 down the way, like 8 people later or something, like I'm making my way around and there'd be someone that said the same. There was a gal that said that from a vendor booth. She was like, it'd be really great if like I had someone here and there was like, something to do that was like a low skill kind of game where you're just kind of kicking back because, you're taking on so much out here. And she suggested that we get a game where you throw the little rope with the ball. See, I don't know the names of these things, people. I'm sorry. Or lawn darts, she was like, or bocce ball, like just like some kind of low impact, but like super or croquet. I even heard croquet.
We could talk to Ryan about that because we have a croquet set.
Just because, they were like, it'd be great, just like we gotta have downtime too, even during the event, because so much is going on. You're taking in so much at a time, and I just took all those suggestions. I was like,
there's a lot of
feedback. Talk about that. They'd like some more, food trucks, which is something that we're working on. They love the entertainment.
Right.
A lot of them didn't even know there was entertainment. They can't tell. They heard us and they didn't think it was for them. That's
Yeah,
crazy. But
I know. It's all right. There's a lot of feedback, good, bad, indifferent. The thing is, people think that we don't want negative feedback or we shun on negative. I'm like, bring it. Like, no, bring it. Like, I want to hear everything. Like, I can obviously handle negative feedback because people like crap on me all the time. I don't care. I take it's just information in, information out, because how are we ever supposed to get better if we don't have information, right? So I want to hear it. Yeah, I want to hear what people think about it. If people didn't think that we had enough vendors, then okay, then we'll come back next year.
Trenton's
Oh,
been in the window.
Oh my gosh, literally right there. My son's face is right there in the window.
I hate to make anyone dizzy here, but do I got it?
Oh, he wants to come outside.
Can you see it?
Not really. No.
He's playing peekaboo in the window.
I don't know why he's crying. He could totally get out of his bed, out of his room, and get out here pretty much on his own. So he's just standing there crying, and for no reason. His dad's inside.
He's okay.
He'll be fine. You could go get him if you want.
You want me to go get him?
Come out here, babies. We're almost done. Come on. He's so funny. Oh, yeah.
He's so fascinated with the equipment.
I know. He just wants to touch all different buttons. Oh, well, needless to say, we are drained and recuperating, but also, can you be drained and invigorated at the same time? I think you probably can, because that's how we're feeling. We're feeling very, very energized to move forward. Right now, we are focusing on getting feedback from all of the vendors. We're focused on getting feedback from the planning board and from the community, and taking all of that and moving forward. We plan on putting together a grant application package to try and apply for some grants for some sustainable tourism through Washington State tourism and other areas. So there's a future for Washington State swap meet. It's only going to grow and get bigger, and we are excited about it. And we're happy. We are happy with the results. That's it. There he is. There's my guy. Hi, babies. Go sit with Grayson. Yeah. Over here, there's way too much stuff. Oop. There he is. Oh my gosh.
Can you say hi?
Hi. You got your Grogu?
Who is that? Can you show us who you got in your hands? Who's this? You've told me who this is. Is this Yoda?
It's Grogu. Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to be shy.
Well, that I think is our time. If this guy's up and moving around, I think that's probably. Oh, hi, kiddo.
That's a wrap for today, folks.
We are going to be back next week. I think we're going to be. I'm 90% sure we're going to be broadcasting from Smart Nutrition down on Valley Mall Parkway. We'll see their shop. They do have a storefront. You know, they did a food place at Swap Meet, but they do have a storefront where you can get yummy smoothies and drinks and protein donuts and protein waffles. I think I'm just hungry. And
they're really good too. There's
good.
No joke. Oh my gosh.
And then they do free Zumba classes Monday through Friday, every day at 6:30. So they have that nice little studio there. So we'll broadcast live from there next week. We have more people, more of our sponsors and friends, new friends from Swap Meet coming on to talk about their experience. And what else do we have? I know next weekend I am DJing a wedding reception, but September 30th we'll be back at Tower Pizza doing karaoke in Crescent Bar.
I have a feeling we're going to be doing some spooky special family karaoke
I hope
in our new future.
Yeah. So keep an eye out on the Washington State Swap Meet Facebook and Instagram and the Darling Productions, because we have lots
I
of
think we're
stuff
going to
coming
have
up.
to give away special tickets for people to come to that special event. We'll have to talk more about it.
All right.
And I found for you, just to end the show, so you know the name of the artist and the song that you were humming along.
Rodney Atkins, If You're Going Through Hell. That's what Evan sang to his daughter. If you're going through hell, keep on going, don't slow down. Or you know it, get through there when you know the devil even knows you're there. I think I'm getting closer.
You're getting closer.
Closer.
You're getting closer.
Can you do your ABCs?
Can you wave at Grayson?
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Thanks, kiddo. You're going to look back on this one day and be like, man,
I know.
Why didn't I? Had an opportunity. It was right there.
Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for all the support for Washington State Swap Meet. You can go to WashingtonStateSwapMeet.com and see all the details. And actually, there is if you click on Marketplace, if you're looking for any of the vendors that were there, you could see a list of all the vendors in the marketplace there. And we'll let you know when registration opens up for next year. And we'll have some early bird rates for you. September 30th, Crescent Bar karaoke, and we'll be back next week. You can catch us on all of the different platforms, Facebook and YouTube. Where else? Twitch. Yeah. Inside. Okay. Thanks, guys. We will see you soon. Peace out, everybody. Say bye-bye.